Last ball of the over, flicked away down a fine leg up towards the pavilion steps for 4. That shoots off the advertising hoarding.
Emilio Gay just guides that to a vacant third. He's going to race away, and that'll be 4 runs to Gay. He'll move to 10 and get spinners in favour as Wheel in again, and that's pushed down the leg side. That's going to race away for 4 this time. Off his legs, Emilio Gay. He moves to 14, 20 without lost Durham. As Wheel in again, driven beautifully by Emilio Gay through the covers. I wouldn't bother chasing that. Straight off the middle of his bat. 3 4s so far this over.
It's Kyle Abbott around the wicket again. Edge through, 2-second slip, and that's Toby Albert with the safe hands. Straight in. No doubt about that, and it's Emilio Gay who's gone.
Wheel into Lees, who's turned that nicely off his pads through mid-wicket. And that'll be 4 runs. Slightly full there from Will.
As Abbott bowls again, this time a little bit fuller, driven, and the fielder at mid-off didn't get his hands to that, and it's trickling up towards the boundary for 4. Didn't quite time it, Rhodes. It was a slightly cautious push.
In 2022, it was a nervy, high-scoring game in which Durham won by about 9 runs in the end. Right arm round the wicket, tickled away nicely down to fine leg by Rhodes for 4. It's gone up to the pavilion end. That moves him on to 15.
Here's Baker. That's worked wide of mid-on. Chase for Kyle Abbott. The ball is making its way towards the rope. Now, what's Kyle going to do? Oh, no, he can't quite get there in time. 4 runs.
That wide, like the likes of Bashir, pulled by, and that's a catch straight to mid-wicket. A mistimed pull by Will Rhodes. Actually, it wasn't the best ball by Kyle Abbott at all. Here comes Abbott round the wicket to the left-handed Lees, who tickles that for 4 down to fine leg. Just got his line fractionally wrong that time, Abbott, and Lees has done that a couple of times.
Popping away, and Emily will join Simon.
Abbott bowls, that's edged, and 4 runs down to third man. Controlled shot in the air, but only 2 slips. Abbott round the wicket. Bowls, he's bowled him. I think that probably came off the inside edge, but it was an excellent delivery. It's frustrating as a batter if that happens to you, actually. Here comes Abbott again, bowls. This time Ackerman defends into the offside. That, I think, is the last ball before lunch. All the players head off towards the pavilion.
Not coming up this year, are we? Wheel. Drive, miss. Oh, is he edged? Yes, he has. There's the ball that catches the edge. Invited the drive of Ackerman. It's shaped away.
Robinson on strike, turns this out to deep mid-wicket. There's nobody there. That's 4. I have to say, having won the toss this morning, last ball of the over from Abbott. That's played nicely by Robinson. He's found a gap between short mid-wicket and mid-on and hit that hard along the floor for 4 to the Colin Ingleby Mackenzie stand.
Wheel bowls. Nice drive through the covers from Graham Clark. That's going for 4 runs. Just allowed the ball to come to him. I was up there a couple of years ago. He was probably there then. I can't remember it. There's a nice push shot into the gap through the covers by Ollie Robinson, and so well timed that that is going for 4, and it was no more than a forward push.
They're coming from everywhere. Turned into the leg side, down to fine leg. That'll be 4 for Clark. Just got his line a bit wrong there.
103 for 4 here. Dawson bowls. That's whipped away in the air just over mid-wicket. Just over Gubbins' outstretched hand. It's going for 4 from Clark. I'm not sure he actually meant that.
No, I don't think he did. Early on it, wasn't it? It's slow pitch.
Baker running away from us once again. Around the wicket, bowls and cut away this by Robinson. Now chase on for the fielder, and he won't get there. Down to third man. And Robinson picks up another boundary. That just going between those 2 fielders. There's a backward point, deep backward point, and a third man. That's dissected them both. Sonny Baker's right hand. Here he is in again. That one's short, and that's smacked away. And that's going to go to the boundary for 4. I lost it for a second. Yeah, lovely shot that from Clark, just on the back foot. But Clark wins that little battle. Here is Baker again. What will his response be? Bowls now, short, pulled, almost exactly the same response. But this time it's going to go between the 2 fielders on the leg side out on the boundary, and it's consecutive boundaries for Clark. Here he is once more. Bowls now on that one down the leg side, and again it's going to be 3 boundaries. Pulled by Clark.
What's the definition of madness again? What did they say?
145 for 4. Here he comes then. Baker again. Short, smashed. Just nearly goes straight to the fielder at short leg. Not that he was going to catch it, but it was swiped away. It is 4 consecutive boundaries to end
Here's Dawson from the pavilion end, bowls. Swept away, hard on the leg side, more runs, another boundary. I think that's going down. We're slightly to the right of play, so the picture feed camera, of course, is line to line, so I think if we get a replay of that, we'll see.
Abbott in once again, over the wicket, bowls, lovely looking drive that down the ground. That'll be 4 for Clark. Straight drive, over pitched by Abbott, and that is 4. He moves on to 40, Durham 159 for 4.
Yeah, I think there's a couple on here on the emails which will help you out a little bit. Here's Dawson, bowls, and that's pulled away. Nobody out at deep mid-wicket, that's runs. Which is actually not true because he was a left-arm spinner.
He was.
And you were a much quicker bowler. That's a lovely shot off the back foot, through the covers for 4 runs. Just rock back. Lovely shot. Give himself a little bit of extra time to pick the gap. When he bowled the short and full stuff at the Oval, that was the right time. That's a cutaway. It'll be 4 more. Exactly through the same area, just in front of point. And Dawson just guilty of bowling just a fraction short. So Ollie Robinson, formerly of Kent. That's a nice drive past the diving extra cover. It'll bring him his 50. And that has come off 66 balls with 8 fours for Ollie Robinson.
Abbott bowls. That's square cut beautifully. 4 runs. Backward a square by Robinson again.
Organ bowls, a reverse sweep from Robinson, which is turned around the corner for 4. He turned it into a leg side full toss there. So Organ bowls again, down the track comes Robinson and slams him over. Long off for 4.
That's beautiful. I think it's a bit of a myth actually.
Well,
short again from Dawson, this time pulled away for 4 out to deep mid-wicket. That's a good shot, and he'd been looking for that shot. Dawson bowls over the wicket now. That's bowled him, and that was a long hop, and Robinson tried to smash it for 4 and missed it, and he can't believe it.
He stopped there, and a guy flew in and landed his helicopter on the cricket ground and came into the pub for a pint. And that is his 50. That's a nice cover drive. He's found the gap over towards the far side of the ground in the Shane Warne stand for 4 runs. So 50 for Graham Clark.
Here's Liam Dawson, bowls, and that's turned away, and there we are. Now, how many in the crowd are going to realise that? That's 4. Oh, it was a good effort from Brad Wheel, but the momentum of the ball and his body weight just took everything over the line. Fielders moving from right to left as we look. Here comes Dawson again. Forward is Clark. Dawson just plays a little bit of football, and the players make their way off to the far end of the ground. 223 for 5 then, with 62 to Graham Clark.
Defending the cuts and shots. He goes down the wicket and hits it straight over the top. That is a great shot. I think it's landed way beyond the covers. Keep the batsman thinking, doesn't he? Bowls again now, and that's driven again back over his head. That was actually a very good shot because it wasn't really a difficult delivery. It was quite full. Dawson again bowled, pulled over the top of mid-wicket for 4. Clark spotted the slightly short of a length ball there, punished it. Good shot. Over the wicket from Dawson. Bowls again. Clark sweeps, and he's got that in between the 2 fielders at deep square leg for another boundary. So this is really good batting by Durham. This is a pitch which is offering potentially a bit of help to Dawson, but they're not allowing him to settle at all.
End of the week.
Driscoll on strike to Baker. This one's straighter, and he gets a diddle dabble on that one down towards fine leg, and it'll go too fine for the fine leg fielder, and it's 4 more to the total.
As Dawson starts anew over here, pulled off the back foot by Clark out to cow corner for 4. Wheel replaces Abbott from the pavilion end, right arm over, bowling to Drizzell, who hits the ball off towards deep square leg for his 50.
Nicely played.
100 balls, 5 fours. Dawson comes in left arm round. Clark pulls this wide of mid-on. He's got there. He's going to run too. The ball might actually run all the way down to the boundary for 4, and indeed it does. He punches the air. He's going to be a bit battered and bruised tonight. He's taken a couple in the legs, raises his back towards the Durham. That's
about the only thing that's different. Comes in again, bowls and forward. Comfortably enough, George Driscoll. And that is the end of day 1. 3:30 for 5, maiden over for Felix Organ.